What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity, and see the longest reigning WWE pay-per-view champion defending it in 2 weeks at the Elimination Chamber. I'm excited. I'm joined by my good friend, co-host. Introduce yourself, sir. And you got a
My
nice suit
name's
behind you too, by the way. I like the title belt.
the what? Oh yeah, I'm still building that side of the room, but I'm Chris, like always, co-host here, talking about SmackDown. We're about 35 minutes away from Raw, so good day for. I will be a lot of wrestling in my mind for the next for the next fucking what four
Couple
and
of
a half
weeks, yeah.
hours, four and
Um,
a half hours.
4.5 hours, yeah, because it's going to be some time. I want to say before we cover SmackDown, this episode is playing heavy into the aftermath of that
Press
kickoff to
conference.
WrestleMania press conference. And just a basic synopsis was that The Rock comes out and he shows the Bloodline family tree, and it looks like we're going to get The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and he's basically like, this, I want Roman at Mania. He mentions Roman's grandfather and says that he wouldn't be proud of him. The Rock steps up and says, when you talk about his grandfather, you're talking about mine. And he ends up slapping Cody Rhodes. And based on Triple H's tweet, he says that we will get Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at Mania. However, he had some explaining to do on this episode of SmackDown. So this SmackDown is coming from February 9th. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, I'll get your thoughts about the kickoff after we talk about the promo. But Triple H comes out to the ring. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are both in the ring. Triple H says, "We are on the road to WrestleMania. Welcome to SmackDown. Last night in Vegas, it was an incredible kickoff event. Somewhere we took a hard left turn, and the road to WrestleMania is now on fire. I wanted to clear up some things. It seems like some people don't know their role. Answers come from me only. In the main event of WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns will defend the title against Cody Rhodes. Welcome to the road to WrestleMania." Nick Allison says, now that the title match has been decided, we need to think about Seth Rollins. Seth's challenger will be determined in the Elimination Chamber match. We will have a series of qualifying matches for that, and then we get to see 12 competitors competing in it. Drew McIntyre comes out. Drew says, "I just want to thank everyone for proving to me you feel the same way I do about CM Punk. Punk will not profit off of my shirts. I try to reason with Cody Rhodes, and because of me, he is going to finish the story. All I
I
have
love
to
this guy.
yeah, he's talking truth here with a lot of different things. Um, he says, I try. Okay, all I have to do is win the Elimination Chamber, and I will finally have my WrestleMania moment and give you a champion that's best for business." And then AJ Styles comes out, and we have our first qualifying match: Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. Are you happy that this is the route that they're going in Elimination Chamber to find out the opponent for Seth, or do you think they should have just
I
come right out
mean,
and said?
this isn't bad because, like, I don't know. Like, I like the whole WrestleMania kickoff. Like, and this has to do with what you just asked. Like, it was good. The thing about Seth is they made him look like a real idiot during that press conference. So, like, for him to, you know, how do I put this? For that title to be taken serious for anyone want to be challenging, if right now it has to be very hard. But it's whoever challenges Seth Rollins, I think is gonna win. I don't think Seth is gonna hold the title past WrestleMania. I think he's gonna take time off. Now, especially now that he's hurt. Well, not 100%. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. But I also wouldn't count the idea of him versus Roman happening either, but we'll see.
I, I thought at one point that we were going to get Roman and Seth um, for a minute. Not that I wanted to see that, but based on the way, because you're right, like Seth Rollins has been really belittled here, and like
Yeah.
the champion, he looked like he did have some moments where he was coming at The Rock and he was talking shit, but like Like this is now 2 weeks in a row this guy is annihilating you and you're just standing there. You're the world fucking champion. Like, come on, you're Seth Rollins. But
Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins.
They act like Roman's championship really only means something to Cody. For anybody else, I can see them wanting to face Seth.
I agree.
Like, Roman's championship is a joke, but it means something to Cody for a reason. So they shouldn't have had The Rock coming at Seth like that and belittling him because it was perfect. It was like, okay, the Workhorse Championship and Cody's going for that one, and they shouldn't have made him look like an asshole like that because his championship does mean something. He does fight for it all the time. He does come to work every night.
And
I agree.
Say that sort of speaks for itself, though. Like we don't need Roman Reigns to tell us. Like we know Seth Rollins is a great champion, so like I don't really give so much by him talking shit. But like I do agree, like they're belittling it. But for this opening match, LA Knight is on commentary, and this was a lot of good back and forth action here to kick off SmackDown. During the match, LA Knight decides to pour water on AJ Styles. AJ rolls up Drew McIntyre.
And AJ, I'm sorry, was back in his original attire.
Well, not
Kinda,
really.
He was kind of looking OC.
Yeah, but he had the black jacket. I mean, he always, but I see what you're saying. He's still going to be dark. So, anyways, LA Knight distracts the referee, allowing Drew McIntyre to hit the Claymore. So Drew is the first man that's involved in the men's Elimination Chamber match. I honestly don't think it was smart to put Drew in it. Like, I understand he's
really.
There's nothing for him to prove. He's lost so many times to Seth.
I think he's gonna win.
I think next time he challenges, he's gonna win.
It's just like I'm over it. Like he's leaving soon. He doesn't do anything. When he was champion, he sucked. Like I'm tired. It's the same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura. Like fucking AJ Styles fought Seth Rollins one time, I feel like, and I'd rather see that than Drew McIntyre win the chamber. And at WrestleMania 40, I'm gonna finish my it's so corny. Like I'm over this. Everyone has a story to finish. And dude, you lost 2 times in a fucking row. Go to the fucking back of the line. You have no say.
At this point, if he wins, it's like luck. Like you're not better than Seth Rollins.
But with Drew McIntyre winning and with the way he won, we know that when LA Knight fights for his match, AJ is going to get involved. So those two are probably not going to be in the chamber. Do you think Drew was a good person to be in the chamber over AJ?
No, because once Drew came out, I was like, fuck. Like they're gonna do like I don't know, bro. Like you said, Drew's lost so many times. AJ has been done dirty so many times. He's better than half the roster.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing him fucking get treated like shit.
And AJ, he's not going to win, which is okay, but they're definitely going to put Bronson Reed in there, and it's because
he's from Australia.
They put him in there last year, I think.
He's putting him. They're going to put him in there strictly because he's from Australia. That's right. He's from Australia. I don't think Drew like I said, Drew McIntyre, like you said, Drew McIntyre has lost every single time he's gone against Seth. Him winning, he's acting like he's never won. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's won the Royal Rumble and won the WrestleMania that year against Lesnar. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's finished his story. So the Drew McIntyre thing is bullshit, but I will say he's one of the best. He's the best thing going on Raw, heel-wise.
I agree.
And we were talking about Damian possibly cashing in, and I saw like a YouTube thing today, and he's like, everybody thinks I have to cash in at Elimination Chamber or Mania. He's like, I have till July. I'm not. And he said, he's like, I've been stopped 5 times. At least it wasn't a fail. Like, so we still have him in the mix.
Yeah. We'll see what happens there. We then get some promos. We see Sami Zayn talking. We see Pretty Deadly. They're somewhere, and they're just talking about how Pete Dunne hurt their fingers, and it's just a promo from Pretty Deadly. We get our second women's qualifying match. Bianca Belair defeats Michin after a KOD. So we know that it will be Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair both in the women's chamber. Tonight, Liv Morgan's taking on Zoe Stark on Raw. We probably know Liv is going to win that. There was a picture floating around that's been taken down of the supposed opponents there, and if the picture is correct, it would be the final women involved in the Royal Rumble match, which I think is actually pretty good. I think that would be smart because they all were the last ones involved. They all have something to prove there. But what'd you think? Did you know Bianca was going to win this one?
Yes. I think her and Jade will meet before Elimination or WrestleMania. I think that's the match she'll have. She was at the press conference though, which was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah,
why she was there. That caught my eye. I don't know why they had her be there.
Bianca Belair. Well,
Yeah, I keep wondering too how she's going to be part of WrestleMania.
maybe her and Jade will have a one-on-one match. I mean, there's 2 nights. We then see
Becky's winning it though. They're teasing it way too much.
Oh yeah, Becky is gonna. Oh, and by the way, this is different, but for AEW fans, did you see the screenshot where they're going over big business and they have the word Boston and they are spelling
Yeah,
it?
bro. They did the. You know how? So actually, Monday night, every time Raw's on, they've been doing it ever since Hershey's been announced. I got my tickets already, but I got my tickets the day it came out, so I will be at the Raw in Hershey. But they'll be like Hershey, Pennsylvania. Get ready to come see Monday Night Raw. They said when they did that, they're like Boston, Massachusetts. Get ready for AEW Big Business live at the TD. Yeah, they're like Boston, Massachusetts.
She's showing up, and we'll talk about that when we cover AEW tomorrow. But that was just on my mind. We see Triple H talking to Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman interrupts, and he says that's a hell of a talent from a wacky family. And that's when he proceeds to tell Triple H that next week Roman and The Rock will be here on SmackDown. So we'll get some more. Tonight we're probably not going to get anything about that, but on SmackDown we'll get more developments with The Rock and Triple H and Roman and all that good stuff. Next, Bayley comes out. Bayley says, I've been having a tough time thinking of what to say. I thought some of you thought that I had it coming, the attack. It sounds like we're cool, though. You stuck with me and know my heart is beats for this. Damage Control meant everything to me. They were my family. I put Damage Control before myself. I gave, and all they did was take from me. After I won the Royal Rumble, I thought they would be happy for me, but they all laughed behind my back. I'm not an idiot. At WrestleMania, Io is going to learn the hard way, and then Dakota Kai comes out. Dakota says, I didn't know about any of Bayley says, cut the crap. You knew what was going on. Dakota says, I always believed in you. Damage Control. I believed in you and in Damage Control and what you created. Io did too until Kyrie and Asuka came along. Bayley says, why didn't you tell me that they were laughing at me? You just stood there. Dakota says, I wanted to. I missed the 3 of us. We were like sisters. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Your plan was working. I thought things would blow over. Like that's why I didn't say anything. So Bayley's like, well, where do you stand now? That's when the women's champion Io Sky and the women's tag champions, the Kabuki Warriors, come out. And Dakota leaves the ring, and everyone's like, oh shit, they're going to attack. But I knew they were going to do this. Dakota grabs a chair, and she goes to clear the ring of Damage Control to defend Bayley. And Dakota's definitely going to turn on Bayley, but she needs a friend right now, Bayley. If you want to make her look good and to be a good face, a baby face, you need, what's that?
Did you see that? Her hair.
Whose hair?
That's
Bianca or Sasha. Sorry, Ant's just throwing me off. I have ADD. He's showing me a picture of Bianca Belair of Sasha Banks' hair. Anyways,
for the 49er.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this promo? Dakota Kai helping out Bayley.
I mean, this is the best thing going on in women's wrestling at the moment. I think I agree. I think Dakota will eventually turn on Bayley, but this is fucking phenomenal. Finally, we're seeing Dakota Kai. She's a big part of this whole thing. She has to turn on Bayley because we need somebody to do the promos for Io. And like I said, I think Dakota should be the person. But this was good for now. Io Skies. I know she doesn't say much, but her facial expressions are fucking great throughout this whole thing. So really, really good stuff.
I do kind of wish that they held off a little bit and made us like wait to see if Dakota was going to side with Bayley, because Dakota just came out and was like, "I'm sorry," and then Bayley was like, "It's okay." I mean, granted, she didn't, because Bayley has that moment where she kicks the chair out at the end because
Right.
she still doesn't trust her. But I don't know. I mean, I would be a little more inquisitive with my friend. I'd be like, "Why do you have my back?" But
I was almost wondering if they weren't going to do something at Elimination Chamber with them.
no, if anything happens, it'll be at me. We get our number one contenders tag match next. We have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate defeating DIY. They will be taking on Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. I had a feeling Dunne and Bate were going to win. DIY lost their championship match a couple weeks ago, and these are two guys that are big in Europe, and maybe Australia will give them a big, good welcome for them. But what'd you think about Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate winning? Was it the right team?
Yeah, even though I don't give a fuck about this.
It'll be good though. Like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are doing
Pete Dunne's great. Pete Dunne's great, but I like him singles, not tag team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't give it to DIY. Although I like DIY, I'm like this across the board. If you lose your title match, you have to try. You can't just get an automatic return. Like you lost, go try it again. And I think with them being overseas, well, they're overseas, right? They're like all the way. I didn't have geography classes, so I don't fucking know where Australia is, but
it's way down by
so down under. So there you go. So we see Logan Paul, the United States champion, backstage, and he's upset that he has to qualify for the chamber. I don't even understand why he's involved in this match. He should be defending the title at Elimination Chamber instead of competing for a title shot at WrestleMania. It makes no sense. Like
who?
Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It makes no sense. It's like you're the why do you want like I hate when they do that because it's like then you're basically saying that the Intercontinental title isn't worth anything. Because if you have this title, or I'm sorry, the US title, and you're
it's annoying. He disrespects the title so bad. Like, look, I'm all for Logan Paul being in wrestling. I think he's great. I think he picks up faster than anyone. You know, he's more than just a celebrity wrestler. I consider him a wrestler. He's fucking great. But he does not take this fucking belt off him, dude. He's treating that belt like bullshit when some of the greatest wrestlers in the world have held that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like him too, but he's not good enough to be a part-timer. He should show up more.
Yeah. I mean he's fighting on the pay-per-view, but he's fighting an Elimination Chamber match. Put him
all of our champions excuse me. None of our singles champions show up.
No. Gunther, why is he competing?
Gunther barely shows up.
I don't know. They're wasting time. They could have Logan Paul compete for the title at Chamber. And against like anybody at this point. Have him fight Bronson Reed. We know he's not gonna win. Like do something so that Logan has a singles match and he's not gonna be. It just doesn't make sense why Logan would want to like why would he want to hurt his body against six other men when he already has a title? Like if he didn't have a title, I'd be like, okay, like you have nothing to prove. You're the United States champion. What else do you want? But let's move on. Our last match of the night, it's the other men's qualifying Elimination Chamber match. Randy Orton defeats Sami Zayn after an RKO and a decent back and forth match. After Orton, it was a good match. After it was sort of gave me old school Sami Zayn vibes with him.
Yeah, this was good.
After Drew is off with Randy Orton, the two of them are going to be in the chamber match. What'd you think?
Great match. These two guys are great. I just don't think Randy's gonna win. I mean, why dude, this leaves me like the great match. We know that, but I want to talk about Randy because where the fuck does this guy fit in at the WrestleMania? Is he gonna have a solo match against Solo? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, where?
You guys don't think he might fight Seth?
No.
Why?
Why?
Well, because there's no reason. I mean, I guess if he wants a title, he's the other champion, maybe. But it's just
they can't have two face champions, and we're all already gonna have Cody.
Well, also too, it's just like he's been on SmackDown this entire time. Like that's the problem with these Elimination Chamber matches. you're having guys from SmackDown competing for a title that they're not even on the fucking brand. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're supposed to have a draft. Well, then why the fuck is Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and all these other fuckers competing for a spot to fight Seth Rollins? Like, it makes no sense.
Well, they can go to Raw if they win the title. They go to Raw.
I know, but like it just it's like, let me completely change my whole direction in a month to go after Seth. You know, like, I don't know. I like more stories behind it, but we might see that. Who knows? So tonight we have some more matches. I don't know about the men's chamber, but I know that we have Liv Morgan and Zoe Stark. I'm a big Liv fan. So, and dude, can I tell you something? I was watching her on The Bump. Dude, she is ready.
She's hot. She's hot.
She
She's
is
hot
hot,
as
and
fuck.
she was saying some one-liners. She is ready to come back and tear it.
Dude, if she wouldn't make it, dude, if she, oh my god, she's so hot, dude. Is she? Oh my god.
So with that, that was it for SmackDown. Decent show for me. I really enjoyed seeing Bayley's promo.
She's also so hot. Oh my god.
Oh, her butt. Holy cannoli. Bayley is very, and listen, I do have a soft spot for her. I saw her when she cashed in Money in the Bank. I saw when she won Money in the Bank. I was there for her first SmackDown Women's title win. So I do I root for her. And I like that she's getting a bigger showing now. But with that, what was your favorite part of the night?
Excuse me. Definitely Triple H coming out there and fucking saying what's boss, who's the boss, because I think a lot of people, really wanted to hear what he had to say.
I know I was glad to see him. Tonight we'll get some stuff. Tonight should be a decent show. What about you? What did you like from SmackDown?
I liked the last match with Sami Zayn. It was cool. And it reminded me of last year, right when he was breaking up from the bloodline.
Yeah, doing his own thing. Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people are going to be, but again, I feel like what they should have done was,
I kind of wish they didn't put them against each other because I would have liked to seen Sami, but do a little move.
I do want to see them have a high flyer in there because I like when they do the crazy moves off the top of the fucking chamber.
I could see Sami getting a WrestleMania match still, though.
Yeah. Well, with that, we've covered all of SmackDown. We're only a couple minutes away from Monday Night Raw, so we're going to be watching that. Tomorrow, we'll be dropping AEW Dynamite and a Collision. That will be live tomorrow. Christian, thank you for joining me. Where can they check you out, sir, if they want to listen to you?
Just follow me on Twitter, Chris Wrestle TV, Chris Morales WWO. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter, and yeah, let's do it. Let's get ready for.
And
Raw.
You're going to be live streaming tonight, Raw?
I'll be on Twitch, so usual account, Chris Morales WWO. Follow me on Twitch, and let's do it.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be checking that out. We will be back tomorrow. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored. Bye.
Peace, y'all.